Let's go down to Jerome's. So kicking ain't easy, as we Minnesota Fighting Vikings fans certainly know. But also, you know who knows that? The Greasy, Grimy Green Bay Packers, as they put their trust in Anders Carlson to deliver last season, and certainly did not. And again, things you hate to see. That and also they should have known not to trust Anders Carlson because his brother is Daniel Carlson, of course, who we know. Yeah. Hey, Zim, good call, awesome. Great, as Daniel Carlson has turned into one of the best kickers in the league with the Raiders. It happens, man. But the Vikings this offseason, they did have a choice to make with veteran kicker Greg Joseph, who had been with the Vikings over the last 3 seasons. A run it back with him, give him kind of a decent contract, paid him $2 million last year, or go a different route, and that's what they did as they signed John Parker Romo. Again, never trust people with 3 names, but from the San Antonio Brahmas, from the XFL, coming in, swinging the leg, sweeping the leg, everything with the leg. And Greg Joseph apparently decided to, that's not Greg Joseph. Greg Joseph decided to apparently check out the market a little bit, and he found a new team in the Greasy, Grimy Green Bay Packers, announced by Joseph's agent. The Green Bay Packers, you forgot the Greasy Grimy part, are signed to my client, Greg Joseph, who kicked for the Minnesota Vikings the past 3 seasons. I just said that. Holds the NFL record for game winners in a season, 5. Vikings record for longest field goal, 61. And led the NFL in touchback percentage in 2021, which, with the new kickoff rules, is actually it's actually a bad thing. Had other interests, but liked this opportunity, and that's what they always say too. Like, even if there was one team in the dance, and rap sheet saying it's a 1-year, $1.295 million deal, which is slightly above a league minimum. I mean, they always say, yeah, we had so many offers, but we decided to go with this one. Okay, name them. Who was in? It's crazy, man. But I mean, Greg Joseph. Yeah, Vikings, we have a toxic relationship with kickers, whether it's Gary Anderson, Blair Walsh, etc. But, I mean, Greg Joseph did have some great moments. Hitting that 61-yarder against the Giants on Christmas Eve was fantastic. But also there's times where just like we need to move on. We need to do better and all that stuff. But, I mean, Joseph, it's been real. It's been fun. It hasn't been real fun. But he's 29, 28 UDFA, out of Florida Atlantic. And he was the Vikings kicker from 2021 to 2023. Like we mentioned, did hit that 61-yard game winner, as well as 2022 was when he set that record with 5 game-winning kicks. But inconsistency was a problem. And here's the thing about Greg Joseph. Big-time leg, and he would generally make his kicks at the end, but he would just miss random-ass kicks. Like, during his last year, he was 82.2% on field goals, 90.3% on point afters, and he led the NFL over the last 3 seasons with 30 missed kicks. Now, it's almost like the Jeff Fisher or Dan Reeves record for most number of losses as a head coach, where you have to be just good enough where you remain employed, but you got to be so bad because you lose. That's exactly what Greg Joseph did, where Joseph was good enough to remain employed as the starting kicker of a team, but he would just shank random ones. All right, so over the last 3 years, he missed 18 field goals and 12 PATs. It's ridiculous, man. And like we said, Greg Joseph would just miss at random times where, hey, the Vikings score a touchdown, you're feeling really, really good about things, and then he just missed the PAT. And so instead of a game going to a 7-point lead, you'd have a 6-point lead, which would completely change the complexion of a game. Or what would have been a 10-point lead, it turns into a 9-point lead. Again, completely changing things. So, I mean, with Joseph, like, he was decent at times, but it's just like, it was time to move on. So I do like the direction they're going with John Parker Romo, but you know what's going to happen. Like Greg Joseph is going to become the greatest kicker of all time with the Greasy Grimy Green Bay Packers. He's never going to miss. No, I'm just kidding. He's going to miss all the time. That's what's going to happen, man. No. Anyways, your thoughts are thoughts. The Greasy Grimy Green Bay Packers, for whatever reason, signed former Vikings kicker Greg Joseph. Cool. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But until next time, Skull Production Value.